Hey everyone, it's Mark Ferguson with Invest for More. Welcome to another fix and flip video. I do these videos before and after of the houses I flip, and then I do a couple of these big complete videos that show the entire process, have some commentary, show you all the numbers, go over as many details as I can on the flips. So I hope you enjoyed these videos. Quite a bit of work goes into them, and it takes quite a bit of time to complete them, especially when it takes you 15 months to sell a house, which it took us on this property. It was not a good deal, did not work out well. We still made some money on it, but for the amount of time and effort and money involved, I would not do the deal again if you told me, hey, you're gonna make $14,000 on this flip after all is said and done. So we will go over all of that. Of course, check out investformore.com, have tons of articles on being an agent, flipping houses, buying rental properties, all that good stuff. And we appreciate it if you subscribe and like our YouTube channel, or if you're on Facebook, if you like us there, that's always appreciated. All right, so this house I bought from the MLS for $284,000. Came on the market, we made an offer, a little less than listing price, got it accepted, and as an agent I made a commission, so that was nice. I made 3% of $284,000 when I bought it. I thought it would be worth close to $400,000 when we're done. Rehab wasn't too crazy, maybe $30,000, $35,000. Seemed like a pretty good deal. In the end, we fixed the house, got it repaired fairly quickly with no major problems, but it would not sell. It took almost a year to sell this house, which never happens on my flips. You know, I've done 158 flips, I think, right now. Never had a house on the market this long where we had so many problems selling it. And a lot of it was because it was on a super busy road. We thought we accounted for that, but obviously not enough. And at the same time, I started my own office, quit my old brokerage, so there was a lot of transition and different things going on there where maybe we weren't concentrating as much on the listing as we should have with this property. And I think we actually had 4 different buyers go under contract on it, and all of them canceled with no fault to the house. It wasn't an inspection or any problem with the house. It was buyer's problem with their lender. Maybe they had a contingency to sell their house. But we did finally get it sold. Thankfully, it was an agent in my office, one of my new agents, who had the buyer, and she ended up listing a house for that buyer to sell in order to buy this one. So really the only reason I made that $14,000 was because the agent in my office sold the house, and we got some extra commissions from that coming in. Otherwise, we probably would not have made anything. So I'm gonna go over all those numbers, show you how we financed it, what we fixed, what we did fix, videos on all of that, and some commentary on why it took so long to sell, what we could do differently, and maybe hopefully not have this happen again.
Here you can see the MLS listing for the house when it was for sale. They're asking $295,000. We offered $270,000 in that range, ended up negotiating and getting a price of $284,000. You can see we bought it on July 13th, 2017, which was so long ago. We just sold this property, and now it's November 2018. For our business model, it's never good when you hold a flip that long, but like I said, this one just took forever to sell. Only 7 days for it on the market, and that was kind of right on the market. When it first came on the market, we made an offer right away. Has 2 acres, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. And the reason we like this property, we're in northern Colorado where prices have been increasing for 8 years. To find a country property like this with 2 acres, you almost have to spend $400,000 or more. So it was priced very low. We saw that. We thought we could avoid having too many problems with the busy road, but that obviously did not happen. So we thought it would be worth $400,000 when we were done with it. We were wrong, but this is how we first saw the property, first bought it, and we will show you the video of exactly what it looks like coming up now. So this property is out in the country. I'll show you kind of a crazy scene out here. This is a 2-lane road that they're turning into a 4-lane road. So a bit of construction going on right now. My son will love all the Caterpillar trucks out here, but so I think that kind of hurt the property selling. I bought this from the MLS, but hopefully by the time we're done with it, this road will be close to being done. But I think I got a pretty good deal on this. I bought this property for $282,000, I believe. I have to double check on that. Country property, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, big 2-car garage, plus it has kind of that other building we can turn to another garage. About an 1.5 acres, almost 2 acres. ARV on this property, the after repaired value, will be I think at least 400, right around 400,000. And it doesn't need a whole lot of work. So we'll take a look through the property, show you what it needs. Has like I said, a big 2-car garage, plus kind of this carport thing, which is nice. A little extra space, provides some shade. All right. This is a pretty common floor plan from the 70s. I bought quite a few houses that have this kind of 2 bedrooms up, 2 bedrooms down. Here's a living room, which is really good size. Carpet is pretty stained, smells pretty badly in here from pets, but that's an easy fix. Has baseboard heat, as you can see. I think we'll probably take off the popcorn ceiling, replace the light fixtures, but it has newer windows already, which is a huge bonus. That'll save a ton of money. And we'll walk through here. Is 1 bedroom. Again, we'll replace all this carpet. New windows are already in, so I don't have to do that. But we'll put in new light fixtures. We'll paint everything. We'll probably replace these doors. They're not in bad shape, but they're pretty boring. Maybe we'll keep them, we'll see. Probably paint them at least. Here is the bathroom. So the floor needs redone, but it has a jetted tub, deep tub, decent shape. The tile is not, I don't know how well you can see in this light, the prettiest tile in the world, but it's all in really good shape. The bathroom's all in good shape. I think we can probably save that tile, paint the walls, make it look nicer. Really does not need much. And since this property is in the country, there's huge demand for properties like this with acreages. You don't have to fix every single thing and make it look perfect to sell. So here's the 2nd bedroom up. Again, we'll replace the carpet, paint, but really no major damage, just kind of things are a little outdated. In here we've got the dining room, which does have real hardwood. Fixtures. Kitchen. I think we're going to replace this kitchen. Again, not in bad shape. Pretty outdated. Counters are pretty ugly. Appliances are pretty old. So a new kitchen will really help sell this property, make it look a lot nicer, especially in that price range. And I'll show you out back here a little bit. The yard, I think it'd really help. We had some nice green grass back here. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but the mountains are that way. It's kind of cloudy, so you can't see them today. There's a big reservoir lake, probably 3 or 4 miles that direction, which you can kind of see. Have a decent view of it. And then otherwise it's mostly country properties. There's another shed, which I think we can make another garage, and then neighbors on either side of you. All right. Here's the garage, which is big. It's probably 24 feet wide by 24 deep, and it's got a heater, which is great. So that's a nice asset to the property. And we'll take a look at the basement. No carpet down here, which is just fine. We'd replace it anyway. Has these ceiling panels, which aren't horrible shape. We may leave those, I don't know, we'll see. But it's also got a fireplace down here, which is kind of nice. So, no fireplace upstairs, but one in the basement. Like I said, this house is kind of built new to be finished. It only has 2 bedrooms up, but it has 2 more bedrooms and a big family room in the basement. Here's one of those bedrooms, wood paneling, which we will get rid of. probably replace the windows down here because they're older. And then you can see this bathroom is not in bad shape either. Broken window there, tub's good, really doesn't need much work at all. Then this bedroom here, good sized rooms all around. You can see the baseboard heat. One thing they didn't do, obviously you can see, this is the cinder block wall. So they didn't finish it out, they just painted it. So that's why there's no outlets on it. We will probably leave it like that because the baseboard heat's right there. And you could maybe finish it, but I don't know if there's enough space there without moving everything. We'll see what we end up doing. But when you build the wall in, it also makes the room smaller, which is a drawback. And then in here, we've got furnace, hot water heater, and you can see the furnace looks a little different than most. That's because it's baseboard heat. That's a boiler that runs hot water through the baseboards, and that's how you heat your house. It's not a forced air furnace like most houses have. That one looks a little rusty, a little old. We'll see. Those can last a really long time though, so it still might be okay. We'll get it looked at, see how it looks, and hopefully we can save it. And that's the house. Hey, it's Mark Ferguson with Investor More. I'm standing outside one of my flips. Just gonna do a real quick in progress video on this property. I've been working on it for a few weeks now, and hopefully we'll be done in a couple weeks. Walk through it real quick. Bought this property for, was it $282, I believe. We'll probably spend $30,000 on the rehab, maybe a little more, and hopefully we can get close to $400,000 for it. Got this from the MLS, and it's country property with almost 2 acres, then 4-bedroom, 2-bath home. So we'll walk through it, see paint's done. We're always trying out different colors. A lot of you like the gray on one of the other videos, my in progress video from last week. This is just a slightly different color gray, but I like this color as well. I think it looks really good, especially with the white ceilings, white trim. And then, yeah, there is a before video as well I'll have in the description, or you can see on my playlist for the fix and flips before and after videos. One of the bedrooms already had the newer windows, so that was nice. But tore out the carpet. This carpet's still here, but it will be gone too. We are not saving it. All right. This bathroom we're going to leave pretty much the same. This is all tile on the walls. So if we want to change it a bunch, we'd have to tear out all that tile. It'd just destroy the walls. We end up gutting the whole thing. So just not worth the cost. We'll get a new vanity, new mirror, new lights, and then the paint, and it should look pretty good. There's always a fine line between replacing everything, spending a ton of money, and making money. It usually does not make sense to replace everything, make everything completely new. There's some things you just can't do if you want to make money in this business. No. Here's the kitchen. We are doing the kitchen, completely gutting it, so we'll have new cabinets, new appliances, new counters. Outside has a great view out here. You can probably can't see it, but mountains are all right below those clouds out there. There's kind of a lake out in the distance. We're gonna cut down that little tree just so you can see the lake better. And then we poured this new patio so you can enjoy it out here a little more. Just had a tiny little kind of deck thing before. The garage, there's all our kitchen cabinets, some of the old vanities, more cabinets, supplies, good sized garage. And downstairs, See, this is all new drywall. This wall, it was wood paneling before. That's new drywall. This, which you cannot hardly tell a difference, is concrete. That was concrete before, and they kind of put a skim coat on it of concrete to make it look a lot better. So we didn't have to spend the money framing it out, putting on drywall. Just skim coated it and painted it. One of the other bedrooms. This wall is also concrete right there, as is that one. And one nice thing about that too is when you frame it, put on sheetrock, it makes the room smaller too. So that keeps the room bigger. And it really, you can hardly tell the difference. The only downside is, there's no outlets on that wall. Can't really hang anything on concrete very well, but you've still got other sides of the room that are drywall. And this bathroom, we're doing a little more work in, retiled the surround there. We are actually gonna keep that vanity. It's not in horrible shape. It's a basement. Like I said, it's always a trick of figuring out how much to repair versus what not to repair and staying within a budget that makes sense, because you just can't spend $60,000 on every rehab and expect to make money. You've got to be smart, you've got to be careful what you do and what you don't do, and realize what's important to buyers and what's not. So that's the house. This one just got done, still have the dumpster here, but that should be out of here soon. This is a country property I bought for $284,000 in July. Has about 2 acres, is on kind of a busy road that they've been working on, but country properties are in huge demand here. Has a big 2-car garage, plus an extra shed right there. Some of the land here, and that's the road. But we spent about $40,000 fixing it up, and we'll be listing it for between $400,000 and $425,000. So should be a good flip. Hopefully we get it sold quick, and I'll walk you through and show you everything we did. All right, so here is the living room, which we put all new flooring in, laminate flooring, painted everything. Already had new windows, so we don't have to worry about that. But we put in light fixtures, kept the doors, has hot water heat right here. That's what those are for. So we put in ceiling fans because it doesn't have central air conditioning. Because when you have hot water heat, you would have to run a completely separate furnace, ducting system for central air conditioning. So most people don't do that when they have hot water heat. They just use either room air conditioners, window air conditioners, ceiling fans, things like that. So here is the kitchen. Completely redid the kitchen. New counters, new cabinets, new appliances. Kind of reconfigured it as well. That's where the fridge would go. A lot of people ask me why we don't put fridges in our houses, and the simple answer is because we don't have to. In our market, 70% of buyers usually bring their own fridge or purchase their own fridge, so we don't have to spend the money on one, and it doesn't hurt the sale of the property at all. So saves us a little bit of money. And this actually had hardwood in it when I bought it, but just the kitchen had hardwood. It wasn't in great shape, and we thought it would be weird to transition from laminate to hardwood, so we just did laminate in the whole upstairs except for the bedrooms. Here's the backyard, which obviously is not done. It's been raining, but we're gonna put in sprinkler system, all new sod back here. I thought that would be a nice touch since has a really nice view of the mountains, which you can't really see right now because it's cloudy. There's a lake way back there in the distance, which you can kind of see. We had a tree right there that was blocking the view of the lake we took out. So it's really a cool location from this side. It's got some neighbors, but they're not super close. It's a pretty neat property. I'll just turn around. The outside of the house, we did not have to do anything on. It had newer siding, newer paint, roof was recently done, so that was nice. We didn't have to spend any money there. I thought about making that shed into a real garage, putting a garage door on it, but in the end we decided it just wasn't worth it for the money we'd spend. We just left it as it is, and if the new buyers want to do that, they can. All right, and so there's 2 bedrooms up, 2 bedrooms down, 1 bath up, 1 bath down, 4 bedroom, 2 bath total. Again, new lights, new carpet in the bedrooms, new paint. The windows were already done, which is super nice, saves us a bunch of money. We did not replace the doors. They're in good shape, so we just painted them. In this bathroom, we left that floor, although I can't remember if I said to leave the floor or not. I thought it was kind of ugly, but we ended up leaving it. The tub was already here. All this tile was already here and in good shape. So we left that. Again, it's kind of a reoccurring theme. Oh, I thought we were going to move that light over a little bit because it's off center, but it's not. Just if you can save money flipping houses, do it, because costs add up so fast. It's so easy to just eat up your budget in repairs if you try and fix every little thing. All right, here's the back bedroom here. And we will go downstairs. So the basement's already finished when I bought it. It had wood paneling right here, and you can see that in the before video. I didn't mention that, but I have a before video of this house that I'll post in the description. And there's wood paneling there that we took down, re-drywalled. Fireplace, didn't do much with it, just painted the mantle. New carpet, obviously. One of the cool things is, you probably can't tell in the video, this wall is still concrete right here. That is just kind of had a skim coat put on it and textured. And so it looks almost exactly the same as the sheetrock, but it's concrete. And it just saved us a bunch of money having to build studs, build out the wall. Plus, it kept the room bigger because you don't have, 4 inches protruding into the room. Here are the bedrooms back here. New carpet, paint, lights. Again, concrete walls. Both these outside walls are concrete. Saved a bunch of money, kept the room big. There's not egress windows in either of these bedrooms. However, when I bought it, that's how these rooms were. We don't know exactly when the basement was finished, but depending on when they finished the basement, you're grandfathered in for not having to have egress windows. So you can still call them bedrooms, even though they don't have the egress windows, if they were finished, built before it was required, since nobody really knows, when the basement was finished. You can kind of get away with calling them bedrooms, even though the egress windows aren't there. New tile, we still have to get that window fixed, otherwise this bathroom looks pretty good. And then the final thing we'll look at, the utility room. Did not do much in here, just cleaned it up a little bit. New hot water heater, and then that's the original boiler to this house. That's the hot water heater boiler. How that works is kind of like a hot water heater. It just water runs through it, heats it up, pipes run through all the rooms and those heat registers, and that's how the rooms are heated. They're really efficient, and they last forever if they're maintained, and that's why this house was built in the 70s, and this is still working and in good shape, and you can keep it. But again, the downside, like I said, is if you want a central air conditioning system, you've got to hook up a whole new furnace, heating vents, completely separate system. So there's downsides and pluses to having the hot water heat. All right, so that's the house. We'll get it listed this week, probably today or tomorrow. Like I said, we'll be listing it probably around the $420,000 range. Paid $284,000 for it, put about $40,000 into it. Of course, we'll have selling costs, carrying costs, things
things like that. They'll probably add up to another $20,000, but should be a good flip. Got it done pretty quick. We have had trouble selling this house, so I thought I'd give you an update. Not all flips go perfectly. Sometimes there's some problems, issues, and you have to be prepared for that. So one issue, as you can see, is we're on a highway that was actually just completed while we were doing this flip, and it's very noisy. There's some trees and protection from the highway, but it's, yeah, that's definitely one of the major issues. Is we'll watch this semi go by, and this is what you deal with all day long. We took that into account when we bought the house, figured we have to sell it for less, but it's still, I think, been a bigger deal than we thought it would be. All right, so we'll walk through the house and show you some things we changed. But one thing I want to show you is this garage shed over here, and it is raining and thundering a little bit, so I won't spend too much time out here. But that was busted up steel. So we've actually taken the house off the market, and we're replacing all the steel, gonna put doors on it, so hopefully that'll help. We did a little bit more paint on the outside, just sprucing that up a little bit, and we did some more work inside. So let me get out of the rain here. Okay, so now we're inside. Like I said, we had this house completed, done, listed for sale for quite a while, and have not sold it. So this is one of those properties that does not go as we planned, even though it's a nice house, and we've had to make some adjustments on it. So we first listed it for, I think it was $419,900. I bought it for, oh man, $260 something, I think. I have to check on that. And you can see the before and after videos we did. I'll link to that. Spent about $35,000 on the work, something like that. We did the kitchen, flooring, all that stuff. But like I said, we had the house on the market. We're not getting any offers, so we lowered the price 3 different times, I believe. And did have one offer, but they had to sell their house first to buy it, and that fell apart. And just have had a lot of interest, but people don't like the road. And it really is one of the cheapest country properties for sale in the area. So hoping these changes we made will help it sell. So I'll show you, like I said, we're doing some outside work. This bathroom floor we replaced. Had our cleaners come through, clean everything again. Not much else. We replaced the bathroom floor in the basement, just minor stuff we did. But sometimes minor stuff can make a difference when selling these properties. There's that. The outside, you can kind of see the mountains a little bit. So I'm in Colorado. This is kind of close to Kersey, Colorado. So we're southeast of Greeley, 10 miles or so. And there you can see we ordered the metal from Home Depot, and half of it came damaged for the shop, so we're waiting for the other half to come to finish that up. And then we'll show you the basement. One other thing that happens, we've been over here a couple times, but this is in the country. You will get rodents and mice out in the country, and this house has smelled like a dead mouse down here. So had our cleaners come, there's mouse droppings, clean that stuff up. So hopefully that'll help as well. Another reason why you should check your houses when they're for sale. Make sure they're clean, make sure there's nothing crazy. Like there's a dead frog in the floor down here. One time we came by. So stuff like that, even though it's super minor, can scare off buyers. It's kind of weird.
So you saw what the house looked like after we fixed it up, got on the market, and this is that first MLS sheet when we first listed it. So this one shows the price when we withdrew it. This is when I was in my old office. And then we can look at the listing history here. We started, oh, that's the wrong one, right here. $419,900, and that was based on comps, other country properties selling in the area. We were accounting for the road affecting things, and we weren't getting hardly any action at all. So my theory is to always lower the price in 3 to 4 weeks if you're not getting an offer, any action. So you can see here we lowered the price to $4,099, then we lowered it to $398.9, and then we got an offer. So we got an offer on it. It was almost full price, but I think the buyers had a house to sell. And so basically, the buyers have a house they have to sell before they can buy this house. They have to get that house under contract, and then a lot of times on the same day, they will sell their house and buy this house. It's called a contingency sale. We try to avoid those as much as we can, but you can't always avoid them, especially on kind of these high-priced niche properties. So we accepted that offer, and it fell apart in 2 weeks. They decided, I forgot what it was. Their house was priced too high, and they would not lower it. So we both decided, hey, it's not worth keeping it together. Let's cancel this deal and move on. So we did that, and right around this time period, we withdrew it because we still weren't getting any action for another 25 days. And we thought, hey, we'll make some more repairs. I think that's when we put the doors on the shop, fixed it up a little bit, and put it back on the market again. And that is, let's see, right here. Then we came back on the market, lowered the price a little bit. Still, we're not getting offers. Lowered the price again, lowered the price again. So this is by far the hardest property we have had to sell in, I almost want to say 10 years, as far as a fix and flip that we bought, repaired, and tried to sell. Sometimes we have to lower the price once, maybe twice, but we've never had to lower the price so much in a house before, or had it take so long either. And it was basically all because of the busy road. We had lots of showings. People said they liked the house. They just did not want to be on that busy road, and it just killed the marketing on this property. So around here, this is when I started my new brokerage, Blue Steel Real Estate. So we took it off the market again. And that's when we brought it back on the market here with my new office. That was the same price. And then we got an offer. So great. We got an offer. Fell apart again 10 days later. Again, I think that's another contingency. Boom. Put it back in the market. Got another offer. It fell apart a month later. This was another contingency. So we were getting offers on it. People wanted to buy it. They just had another house to sell or other issues that kept these offers falling apart one after another. Finally, we got another offer from Carrie in our office. They had a house to sell too. We were very clear that we wanted it on the market, most likely under contract, before we'd accept their contingency. And they did do that. They put their house on the market, got under contract. Then we accepted their offer. Took a little bit of work getting inspection issues and things worked out on the buyer's house, not our house. But we got it through, ended up selling the house. And, oh, actually, look at that. I'm behind even. That wasn't even the same one. That's another one that fell apart. Sorry. Down here is the one where we got it under contract. Sold for $361 after this entire time. You know, we first listed it in, if we go down here, 9/28/17, ended up selling it 10/26/18. So again, the longest time we've ever had for a property to sit that long on the market, but we did get it sold, and now we'll go over all the numbers on this property. All right, we're looking at the numbers right now on this property. As I said, bought it for $284,000. Made a commission when buying it. That was $8,500. We got a loan from a local bank, which also helped me out a lot on this property. So I had to put $75,000 down, basically 25% plus some closing costs when I bought it. But by using a local bank, I had like a 5.5% interest rate instead of using private money, which would have been, 9 to 11%. And then we really would have lost a lot more money. So that was also a good thing. On the higher price properties, if I can, I try to use the local banks. But they often require appraisals if I have a loan over 150. So if the house is vacant, I have some time to close on it, I can use a local bank. Just know I have to have more cash up front when I do those types of deals. And I have a video as well on YouTube that goes over when I used hard money, private money, and bank money on these flips. So check that out. I'll try and remember to link to it when I post this video as well. All right, so the repairs on this property: painting, flooring, kitchen, bathrooms, fixtures. We did some yard work on this one, fixing up the shop, cleanup, some drywall we added in the basement, plumbing, and other miscellaneous repairs that we always have. We were probably around $38,000 total on all the repairs for this house. Financing, the loan payments were $976 a month at 5.5% interest rate. Total interest cost was right around $15,000 because I held it for 15 and a half months. We also had, $3,000 in loan fees, origination fees. And the bank actually charges me, they're year-long loans, but I have a 6-month extension I can do, but they charge me for that extension. So holding the property more than a year costs me more money, not just for all the carrying costs and utilities and interest, but because the bank charges me another fee as well. Like I said, we had to do an appraisal on this one to get the higher price loan, $18,500 in financing costs. Going to carrying costs, we had utilities for this property while we owned it, which can add up over time. Have to heat the place, electricity, water the whole time we own it. And insurance is expensive on some of these country vacant properties. House flipping insurance is expensive in general because they're vacant properties and they're more susceptible to being vandalized or having something go wrong with them. So insurance can be more expensive. Taxes are dirt cheap on country properties. $963 a year. That is not a mistake. That's not a typo. That is what the property taxes are on this property. Maintenance, snow removal, mowing the yard. We had to mow that property a couple times, about $1,000. So right around $9,200 in total carrying costs on this property. And then selling costs, as I said, the commission was lower because Carrie in my office sold it. So I get part of her commission. So that was a smaller cost. We had some closing costs, title costs, $7,400 in total selling costs. And scroll down here. So total costs again, we had repairs, financing, carrying, selling costs. Total costs on that property were $73,100. So I bought the property for $284,000, sold it for $361,000. Obviously, that is not a very good profit margin when you have $73,000 in costs. But I had some bonus costs, as I said. Commission when I bought it, I made $8,500. The commission, I made part of the commission for the agent who represented the buyers selling their house as well. So I kind of made that bonus. We would not have had that deal. We would not have gotten that listing if we did not have this flip for sale. And that's why I'm including that. So the total costs were reduced to $62,580. So the profit, sold for $361,000, bought for $284,000. Costs were $62,580, made a little over $14,000. So obviously that was not an amazing profit for the price of the property, the time we had it, and really not having any major issues with repairs either. That's kind of when we usually have our problems, is just repair costs explode or it takes too long. It was just miscalculation on our part for that busy road, how much that would affect the selling price. So I kind of did a hypothetical here. If things had gone as planned, if it sold for $400,000 like we thought, bought for $284,000, costs were $63,000, we would have made $53,000 instead, which I'd be really happy with. And these costs, I actually have higher than these costs. And that's because I assumed we would have sold the house a lot sooner, had less financing costs, had less selling costs. However, in this scenario, I also took out the fact that my own agent sold it. So our commission costs, selling costs would be much higher, which kind of evened things out. So really our costs were about the same if we would have sold it in 6 months because Carrie in our office sold it. But that's just not something you can count on happening all the time. That was just kind of a lucky saving grace on this property. So those are the numbers. We did make money on it. Not a super amazing deal, but it turned out okay. I feel like a lot of the recent completed flip videos I've done have been okay deals that weren't that great. And I think that's because I like to choose the properties that are the most interesting to do these videos on. And sometimes those have the problems, like the central or the yellow house we did where we had to rebuild the foundation, not once, but twice. or some of the other ones where we have problems. So we've had a number of quick and easy flips over last year that went great and we made much more money on, but they're not as interesting. But I will try and post those as well too. So that's the property. Those are the numbers. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, check out investformore.com for more information on everything we're doing. You can see a list of all our flips that are in progress at investformore.com/flips. And that's right there. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Have any comments, leave them below. And if you want to see more of these, please subscribe and you'll get notified when more are posting. Thanks a lot and have a great day.